If you're thinking about moving to the Central Florida area, chances are you have come across the town of Altamonte Springs, and that's a suburb outside of Orlando. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing all the things you need to know about Altamonte Springs so you can make an informed decision about whether or not this is a place you might want to live. Before we dig into the pertinent information, let me address the elephant in the room, and that is the pronunciation. It is locally pronounced Altamont instead of Altamonte. I don't know why. I don't know why we don't throw in the E. Everybody who's new to the area always pronounces it Altamonte, which is totally normal. I apologize to Spanish speakers out there. We just call it Altamont. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. My name is Krista and I'm a realtor here in Central Florida, bringing you all the information you need to know about living or working or moving to the Central Florida area. Now, if you're interested in talking to me, all my contact information is below this video, and I also have a link to my calendar if you want to set up a one-on-one call with me where you can talk to me about your upcoming move. Altamonte Springs has a population of about 46,000 as of 2020, and its location is basically just north of Orlando up the I-4 corridor. So it's a really quick commute. If you are coming to the area to work in Orlando, it's just going to be about 15 minutes down I-4, unless of course it's raining, and then all bets are off. So if you are researching this area, you may come across Uptown Altamonte. And this is, I guess, Altamonte Springs' answer to a sort of downtown area, the hub of the city. So it's a mix of commercial and residential. There are some, nice apartment buildings. There's some restaurants. There's shopping. And at the heart of it is Crane's Roost Park. So this is a lake surrounded by a walking path. There's an amphitheater, and there are tons of activities going on. The day that I visited was the day before Halloween, so there were lots of local vendors setting up tents for trick-or-treating. And I guess arguably the biggest attraction there would be Red Hot and Boom, and so that's the 4th of July celebration. So there's fireworks, food trucks, vendors. It's like an afternoon of fun. That apparently, I read, it attracts 200,000 people. Having gotten caught in the traffic after Red Hot and Boom, I think that's probably true, but it's a really fun event. And I remember one year I had a listing nearby in a gated community, and it was vacant or maybe bank owned. I don't exactly remember, but I parked in there and avoided the traffic, and it was bliss. And you could actually see the fireworks really, really well right from the yard. So I think we watched it from there. So if you live around there, that is a great way to avoid the chaos of that event, but still be able to participate in it. In terms of convenience and shopping, I think Altamonte Springs is going to be really hard to beat. So I-4 cuts Altamonte Springs in half east-west, and State Road 436 cuts Altamonte Springs in half sort of north-south. And 436 really just offers a wide variety of just about everything you could ask for, from small plazas and kind of mom and pop, restaurant or cafes, and chain restaurants, big box stores. They're really all there. Also, Altamont Mall is located on 436, and that's, I think, head and shoulders above any other mall that we have remaining in Seminole County. It's definitely thriving and has pretty much all the stores that you could want. And that's located right next to Uptown Altamonte. This is one of my favorite stores, and it happens to be located in Altamonte Springs. This is Adjectives. This is a really cool, large, sort of like a warehouse setup of almost like rooms. You can walk around and look at different furnishings. All of it's for sale, of course, and get some great inspiration for your home furnishings. But of course, remember, if you are in the process of buying a home, don't buy anything major until after closing. other thing you're going to want to know about in Altamonte Springs is this building right here. I'm only going to talk about this because it is so locally infamous that I think you need to know about it if you're considering moving to the area at all. People actually dress up as this building for Halloween sometimes. It's called the Majesty Building, but it's locally known as the I-4 eyesore. And it's located right on I-4 in Altamonte Springs, and I guess it's been under construction since 2001. I just looked it up. It's supposed to be completed in fall of 2022. I think it's been supposed to be completed every fall of every year since I've been in Central Florida. So you can look it up and draw your own conclusions on this one. Hopefully someday it gets finished. Another thing we need to talk about in Altamonte Springs is schools. So Altamonte Springs is located in Seminole County, which I have seen ranked as high as number 4 in the entire state of Florida for schools. So this is really important. Even if you don't have any munchkins and you're not planning on it, when you go to sell your home, your next buyers will possibly be paying attention to schools. And so if you are located in a good school district, this can be really, really important for your resale value. If you want to look up what school you're zoned for in Seminole County, I will drop a link. Now let's talk about the real estate market in Altamonte Springs. So as of today, there are about 140 properties for sale in Altamonte Springs, but half of those are condos or townhomes. So just about 70 single family homes are for sale. I did recently make a video on condos for sale in Central Florida, and I focused on Altamonte Springs, so I'll drop a link to that video up here and you can check that out. Of the 70 or so homes that are for sale in Altamonte Springs right now, the median price is $424,000. And I think it's important to point out that the majority of homes that are for sale in Altamonte Springs are not in HOAs. So that's a homeowners association, which tends to be slightly pickier on what you can do with your home and with your property. So here are some things to keep in mind. If you want to be in a gated community, you're going to have to be in a homeowners association. If you want to be in just a neighborhood where you're pretty much allowed to do whatever you want with the outside of your home, I mean, within reason, you can choose your own paint colors. You don't have to choose from a list. If you want to leave your garage door open all day, you can. If you want to park a boat in the back of your property, you can probably do that too. Of course, you will have to follow, your code enforcement rules. You can't let the grass get really high and things like that. But you do have a certain amount of additional freedom to do more with your property. Of the 70 homes that are currently for sale in Altamonte Springs, just 17 of them are in homeowners associations. Now, as you drive through Altamonte Springs, especially in the area behind the mall, which is kind of where I took these videos, you will see a variety of ages, from the little single story, kind of low ceiling 1950s mid-century homes, 1970s homes, and even some new construction thrown in where there was a vacant lot and maybe somebody did a one-off build. If you like that kind of wider variety of architecture, then Altamonte Springs might be a great place to check out. Right now in Altamonte Springs, the lowest priced single family home is $220,000 and the highest priced is just under $2 million. One thing as a realtor I really don't discuss is crime, but I do recommend that you do your own research on that. Check out crime maps, drive around the areas that are of interest to you, on weekends, as it gets later in the day, and just make sure that every area that you are considering feels comfortable to you for what you're looking for. A lot of people living in Altamonte Springs are tenants rather than owners. I don't have an exact percentage, but as I mentioned, there are a lot of condos. There are a lot of condos for sale. There are a lot of apartment buildings where they are only for rent and not for sale, so under a private management. And that has led to there being just a high rental population. So if you are looking to rent in the area, this might be a good place to look. I personally don't handle rentals, but this is a good area to start maybe looking. If you do live in Altamonte Springs, I would love to hear from you and hear your opinion on what it's like to live there. Please feel free to drop a comment below, and thanks for watching.